Hey guys, so as we begin this communication on disclosure and open contact, because open contact and disclosure are kind of the same thing, because when disclosure occurs in our reality, like the ETs are going to be kind of much more free to come and go as they will. So we are going through a big shift at this time, and so perhaps you'd like to join me in just centering your consciousness. For there is nothing more we can do, nothing greater we can do for accelerating contact than raising our frequency. And begin to visualize ships appearing in our skies, buzz in the communities on our earth, more love, more joy, and more harmony. Thank you. So, what will reality look like after disclosure? So I think the most profound thing we're going to see is the radical spiritual transformation. For there's a saying in many ancient spiritual teachings, Hinduism I think it comes from, that when a log that has begun to burn is placed next to a log that is burning very brightly, both logs will burn very brightly together, or something like that. Makes the log burn more brightly. And this is kind of what happens with ETs, because their consciousness is very, very high frequency. If you've begun to go through a spiritual transformation, and I believe many beings on earth are beginning to go through a spiritual transformation at present, when ETs come into our vicinity, it gives us a vibrational upgrade. It's kind of like, well, it's actually more, it's like holy whoa. So it's going to cause a huge spiritual expansion in our consciousness, which may cause a little bit of chaos initially. For if you've been on the spiritual path a while, you know it's not all plain sailing. It's a process of hitting the highs, hitting the peaks, hitting the bliss, hitting the ecstasy, and then you kind of go on have a down period afterwards where any suppressed stuff, like I got triggered a bit this morning. I've only just managed to calm myself down, like after mind going. So like we're all going through this process, a roller coaster that keeps going upwards. We hit a new high, new bliss, and then anything that's unresolved in us, any negative perspectives about ourselves, any lack of self-worth, any aggressive thoughts about other people, any negative oriented energies. We all know what the negative energies are. And so that are still kind of in our subconscious, connected to our chakras. My solar plexus always churns when I'm processing this stuff, come to the surface. And so this is going to happen to humanity. It's inevitable that there will be a little bit of tumultuousness. I mean it's nothing we're not used to on earth, is it? Like a little bit of tumultuousness on this planet. So I wouldn't worry too much. But of course there's going to be like rapid expansions, and we hit like a real expansion point yesterday collectively, I believe, with Dr. Greer's disclosure project at the National Press Club. Disclosure project, not 2001 but 2023, where it was super powerful. Some amazing witnesses coming forward. A little bit of dark stuff that I suggest we don't focus upon too much, because it just steers it into that timeline. But it's great work that Dr. Greer is doing, and it feels like we really hit a collective yesterday. I could really feel that powerful consciousness rippling through the Earth's waves yesterday, and I think it brought up a little bit of stuff for the collective, and that's probably why I got like triggered a bit. Also, I was posting a lot of stuff about it on social media, and released a video yesterday for the first time in a while, so I kind of feel the reflections back. So what we can do together is like try and stay centered, try and stay zen, bring your mind back to center. If you notice your mind go, just spend a minute to. And you'll help me as well, because I feel all your energies. I'm so sensitive. I pick up people's energy, even on Facebook Messenger. As soon as I do a Facebook Messenger, I feel the person's energies on the other end. It's crazy. So if you can stay centered while you're watching these videos, you're helping me, because we're like feeding each other with positive energy and uplifting each other and uplifting the collective, which is really important at this time. So yeah, no, I think, like as a side note, like it's really important for us to stay as the eye of the storm. like today I just decided, I actually got a message from the ETs yesterday, because now that all this disclosure is happening and like contact is really accelerating, I got like this part of me is like, yes, I need to make videos every day to really ride this wave, to make it happen. And the ETs were like, gave me this message that you got to ride the ebbs and the flows. You got to know when to put the videos out, like share the information that's going to help like accelerate, and know when to take breaks and recenter, and go with the natural ebbs and flows of creation. They said no, it's not all about bang 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 bang. You need to rest and come back and like ride the waves, ride the natural ebb and flow of consciousness. And I think it was very good information, because like I was a bit in my head all this morning, like I say, and I came here, Chambers Farm Woods, where I actually had my initial contact experience. Maybe I'll show you a bit around the area at the end of the video. I had both my major contact experiences here. And so yes, so ride the ebbs and flows, guys, and learn to be the eye of the storm. The most important thing we can do is stay centered, stay zen, stay in bliss, stay in joy. And then when we're rejuvenated and back in our energy and back in our center, then we can bam 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 fire some videos out into the reality. So what will it look like? So like I say, the biggest thing is going to be this profound spiritual transformation, this dramatic transformation that we're going through, this transformation that I'm going through, of really having some amazing highs and becoming more centered and more joyful and blissful, intermittently interspersed with periods of getting triggered and like subconscious stuff coming to the surface. So it's going to be an incredibly intense time, guys, and this is really why it's important we learn to stay as the eye of the storm. The idea is that when there's a hurricane or a tornado, the safest place to be is right in the center of it, because it's dead still and dead silent. There's like no wind in the center. It must be a very spooky experience to be in the eye of a tornado. And it's kind of a spooky experience to be in the eye of the tornado on Earth, because like the more I become centered and more zen, you know, the more I become aware of like the chaos that, you know, you can't avoid it. Like I had a day yesterday just like spending time in the garden and like I'm just meditating, and my mind was like silent for most of the day, and I was having a really great day. And then kind of like watching this disclosure project and hearing like some of the scary testimonials of what happened to the whistleblowers, and then having a few discussions with people today about stuff that's going on in reality. You know, it kind of brought me back to the world and like, oh my God, it's not all bliss and peace on this earth at all. So, and it can be quite scary, you know, we become very zen and very centered and very heart-centered, and we have so much love for people in this place. But to see like people are still struggling, and people are still kind of just trapped in the matrix construct of believing like everything they see in the mainstream media and that, which is getting a lot better. We're seeing a lot of disclosure, so congratulations to you mainstream media channels that are beginning to share like what your truth is. So the spiritual transformation of Earth is going to be the most profound thing, and this is the most important thing. It reminds me of like people say, what are the pyramids for? And in my opinion, the pyramids were an initiation center where you would spend time in like locked in the sarcophagus for 24 hours, which was, I don't think, was made for burying people, burying the dead. It was an initiation center where the high frequencies would be channeled into the initiation center, into the king's chamber, and you'd spend the night, spend 24 hours in the sarcophagus or something, and it would put you through an initiation process. You would face all your fears at a very rapid rate. And so when you kind of like had a few spiritual experiences and you understand what's occurring in this reality, it becomes very clear that there is nothing more important on this earth than self-realization and awakening to our true nature. That is what Earth is. Earth is a self-realization school. We come here as evolved souls. We don't come here as beginner souls, as some people believe. We come here as evolved souls, because there's very high souls, because Earth is a very difficult place to live. The extreme limitation proves a great challenge for us to find Zen, centered, love-like consciousness in the middle of the chaos. It's the goal. This is the reason we are here on Earth, to learn to remain as the eye of the storm. You know, it's all about growing as a soul, ultimately. It's not so important what happens on the physical plane. Of course, we want to have compassion and love for everyone around us and assist to the best of our ability. You know, that's compassion. But the wisdom side of this is understanding that Earth is an initiation school. Earth is a spiritual graduating class, like final class to learn to stay like centered Zen in unconditional love in the eye of the storm, in the midst of complete chaos. And we can't really learn that anywhere else in creation, except for these very dark and limited realities, as we know Earth can be in certain areas. And so, where was I going? I totally lost myself. So yeah, I guess that was like the spiritual side of what is going to occur with open contact. And so what else will happen? Well, I think like when you really begin to observe what's happening, and like how the ET ships operate, and how they don't appear to like operate on like diesel or jet fuel or like fossil fuels of any kind. They appear to have a very advanced propulsion system. I don't know that for sure, but a lot of evidence points to that, and like the way they operate and how super advanced they are suggests they're like no longer using propellers. There's a propeller plane coming, I think. They no longer use propellers or jet fuel. It's highly unlikely because they're so advanced, and so it could solve our energy crisis. And like I don't think they're just going to give us like free energy devices off the bat, because like it'd be kind of like giving the children a box of matches. Like you don't give your 2-year-old son a box of matches and say go play in your bedroom there, go and use this to create a better bedroom. And it's kind of like that, you know, they're very nervous, you know, like you know, imagine like a free energy device could be used for lots of things, and like that energy could be not necessarily channeled for positive means. So they're kind of waiting for us to become much more love light centered oriented. And as you're aware, there's beings on this reality who probably wouldn't necessarily use a free energy device to bring love and harmony everywhere. So but with time and with growth, and as we go through this initial spiritual awakening phase that will be initiated by open contact and disclosure, because just being aware of the ETs actually connects us to their consciousness and actually begins a spiritual initiation process. So whenever we focus on something, we shift to the frequency of that. So just thinking about an ET will raise your frequency, and so as the collective begins to think about ETs, it will begin a spiritual initiation, a spiritual awakening process collectively for humanity. And so as we go through this and people learn that it's actually possible to live in unconditional love and service to others through our alignment, through our bliss, through our passion, and this is a much more efficient way to operate society as people come to get this. We will come to a place where we're ready for the ETs to share their free energy devices with us, and perhaps before that they will begin to share some pollution removing technologies, some assistance to help us regenerate our planet, remove the pollution from our skies and our seas. I'm sure they'll be much more willing to share some pollution removing devices with us a lot more early. I'm sure they have some ideas on how we can solve our economic crisis. They can maybe help us create a cryptocurrency that is much more efficient, because obviously while current cryptocurrency is great in theory, it's like not efficient, and the fees are incredible, and it's kind of like unstable, and if you lose your code word, it's like not good. So next gen cryptocurrency, they can help us work creating a new economy. Healing technology, like I'm very sure they have great advice, and they've already shared lots of great advice with us on how we can heal ourselves, how staying centered and blissful and joyful is the most powerful healing mechanism there is, I believe, from what I learned for them, along with detoxification, a pure diet. But I'm sure they have some other healing technologies they can share with us, so they have the potential to like solve all our problems. But it's kind of like don't interfere with the natives, don't interfere with the with the animalistic beings who are still evolving. It's so yeah, there's going to be huge change, guys. It's going to be like it's going to be huge, guys. It really is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So learn to stay zen. So perhaps in the last moments of this call, if you'd like to join me in a quick moment of Zen bliss. And so the more collectively we move to a space of Zen bliss, the more willing the ETs are going to be able to come to our reality. That's why the contact experiences happen in places like this, where my main contact experiences happened. Because this place is a pool of Zen bliss, peace, love, light. And one more thing, I have an ET contact training course starting in July, very soon. So check out the link in the box below and I shall see you there. Peace, love, light, and Zen bliss. Shivai.